The sky has always been a mirror of human ambition, but for over 50 years, one destination remained untouched, silent, and waiting: the moon. Then, in a moment that felt like history waking up again, a powerful rocket pierced through Earth's atmosphere, carrying with it not just 4 astronauts, but the hopes of a new generation. This was not just another launch. This was humanity stepping back into deep space. Welcome to the story of Artemis II, the mission that marks our long-awaited return to the moon. A new era begins. For decades, human space exploration remained largely confined to low Earth orbit. After the Apollo missions of the 1960s and early 1970s, no human had traveled beyond that boundary. The moon, once visited by astronauts, became a distant symbol of past glory rather than future ambition. That changed with the launch of Artemis II. Artemis II is part of a broader initiative aimed at returning humans to the moon and eventually preparing for missions to Mars. Unlike robotic missions, this one carries astronauts, real people venturing into deep space for the first time in over half a century. The mission officially launched on April 1st, 2026, marking a historic milestone in space exploration. It represents the first crewed mission of the Artemis program and serves as a critical test flight for future lunar landing. The journey begins. The Artemis II mission began at one of the most iconic launch sites in the world, Kennedy Space Center in Florida. At the heart of the launch was the Space Launch System, SLS, the most powerful rocket ever built for human spaceflight. As the countdown reached 0, engines roared to life, generating millions of pounds of thrust. Within seconds, the rocket lifted off, climbing into the sky in a spectacle of fire and thunder. Inside the Orion spacecraft, mounted atop the rocket, were 4 astronauts embarking on a journey that would take them farther from Earth than any humans have traveled in modern history. The launch phase lasted only minutes, but set in motion a mission that had been in development for years. Meet the crew. Artemis II carries a diverse and highly trained crew of 4 astronauts. Each member brings unique expertise and represents the international collaboration behind modern space exploration. Reed Wiseman, Commander; Victor Glover, Pilot; Christina Koch, Mission Specialist; Jeremy Hansen, Mission Specialist. Together, they represent not only the United States, but also international partnership, as Jeremy Hansen is part of the Canadian Space Agency. This mission is historic not just for its destination, but also for its inclusivity. It includes the first woman and the first person of African descent to travel to deep space and around the moon. Mission objectives. Artemis II is not a landing mission. Instead, it is designed as a crewed lunar flyby, meaning the spacecraft will travel around the moon and return to Earth without landing on its surface. The primary goals of the mission include: 1. Testing human systems in deep space. This mission evaluates how astronauts live and work beyond low Earth orbit. Everything, from life support systems to communication, is tested under real conditions. 2. Validating the Orion spacecraft. The Orion capsule is the crew's home during the mission. Artemis II tests its navigation, propulsion, and safety systems while carrying humans. 3. Preparing for future landing. The mission acts as a stepping stone toward Artemis III, which aims to land humans on the moon. The flight path. Unlike missions to the International Space Station, Artemis II travels much farther into space. After launch, the Orion spacecraft performs a series of engine burns to place itself on a trajectory toward the moon. This path is known as a free return trajectory, meaning that even without further propulsion, the spacecraft would naturally loop around the moon and return to Earth. This design adds a layer of safety, an essential feature for a mission venturing so far from home. At its farthest point, the spacecraft travels approximately 370,000 kilometers, about 230,000 miles from Earth, surpassing the distance reached during Apollo 13. Life in space. For the astronauts aboard Artemis II, the journey is both exhilarating and demanding. Inside Orion, the crew lives in a compact environment where every system must function perfectly. They conduct experiments, monitor spacecraft systems, and communicate regularly with mission control. One of the most fascinating aspects of the mission is the human experience, how the body and mind adapt to deep space conditions. Astronauts face challenges such as microgravity, radiation exposure, isolation from Earth. Despite these challenges, the crew continues to perform their duties with precision and discipline. Challenges along the way. No space mission is without its obstacles. Artemis II has already encountered minor technical issues, including reports of system malfunctions, such as onboard equipment glitches. However, these challenges are expected and are part of the mission's purpose, to identify and resolve issues before future missions. Engineers and mission controllers on Earth work around the clock to support the astronauts, ensuring that any problems are addressed quickly and safely. Why this mission matters. Artemis II is more than just a test flight. It is a symbol of renewed ambition. 1. Returning to deep space. For the first time since the Apollo era, humans are traveling beyond low Earth orbit. This opens the door to long-duration space missions. 2. Inspiring a new generation. Just as the Apollo missions inspired millions, Artemis II is capturing the imagination of people around the world. 3. Building toward the future. The mission lays the groundwork for future exploration, including permanent lunar bases and eventual missions to Mars. The road ahead. After completing its journey around the moon, the Orion spacecraft will re-enter Earth's atmosphere at extremely high speeds. It will rely on advanced heat shields to withstand temperatures of up to 2,800 degrees Celsius, 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit. The mission concludes with a splashdown in the ocean, where recovery teams will retrieve the spacecraft and crew. But in many ways, this is just the beginning. The success of Artemis II will directly influence upcoming missions. Artemis III, planned lunar landing. Artemis IV and beyond, construction of lunar infrastructure. A giant leap once again. More than 50 years ago, humanity took its first steps on the moon. That era seemed like a distant chapter in history, until now. Artemis II represents a turning point. It proves that humanity is ready to go farther, stay longer, and aim higher than ever before. As the Orion spacecraft continues its journey through the vast darkness of space, it carries with it a powerful message. The moon is no longer the end of the journey. It is the beginning. The Artemis II mission is not just about reaching the moon. It is about redefining what is possible. With cutting-edge technology, international collaboration, and the courage of 4 astronauts, humanity is once again venturing into the unknown. This mission bridges the past and the future, connecting the legacy of Apollo with the promise of Mars. And as we watch this journey unfold, one thing becomes clear. We are not just returning to the moon. We are preparing to stay, to explore, and to go beyond. The next chapter of space exploration has begun.